Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening depending on where you are, and welcome to my channel. So for today, I'll be showing you how you can use this brush for your setting powder, your highlight, your blush, and contour. So this is one of the things that you can do with a medium-sized blush slash powder brush like this. So you can use this to set your entire face. So as you can see, I already am baking my under eye because that's my personal preference, but you could also use the same brush to set your under eye, just not your entire face. This is a powder I'm using. This is the RCMA No color powder. I just transferred it to this jar because it's easier to get the powder in and out. So I'm just gonna take some of the powder and tap off the excess and use that to pat it on the face. You pat it on, you don't rub it, so if you have concealer on your face, you won't rub it off. Ooh. Wow, that's a lot of powder. So you can see I'm just patting it on. You saw that I set my entire face and I used quite a bit of powder, but that's because I'm oily. If you're not, you could just powder your T-zone or just don't use as much powder as I did. I used loose setting powder because that's my personal preference right now, but you could do the same with a pressed setting powder or your powder foundation or whatever you use to set. So now we show you that you can use the same brush I set with to remove the bake from your face, specifically for me on my under eye area. So this is a little big to remove the bake because this is a blush brush, but it works fine. Now if you find it's not removing everything, feel free to squeeze the brush a little bit, or I don't really squeeze it, more like I smush it like this and remove the excess. So now that is done, I'll just do my eye makeup and my eyebrows, and I'll be back to show you what else you can do with this brush. Back now, and I'm done with my eyeshadow and my eyebrows. If you guys want to see a tutorial for this eye look, I will leave a link down below or on that little eye button on the side. So first off, we're gonna go with bronzer. Now for me, I personally use bronzing powders as my contouring powder because it works for me. I tried using a cooler toned contour and it looks very dirty on me. Use whatever contour works the best for you. Take the tip of the brush and dip it into the product just a little bit. This is the LOL bronzing powder in the shade Brown Sugar. You're not gonna have a hard time finding this because they just have two shades. One is shimmery and the one I'm using right now is the matte one. I'm gonna take it on the tip, tap off the excess, and apply that to where you contour. Okay, so I forgot how nice this bronzer was, to be honest. If you're gonna use this brush and this technique for contouring, just be careful when you do contour because this brush is not as precise as an actual contouring brush. This will give you more of a blended contour look. So now with our microfiber towel cloth and the brush, we're just gonna rub it in to remove any excess product and then move on to the blush. So the blush I'll be using is the Balm Beach from theBalm. I really like this blush. This is a blush you can wear when you don't know what kind of blush you wear because this goes with quite a few looks. And it's very natural looking. So personally for me, I like using the tip of my brush to apply my blush and blend it at the same time. But some people would personally prefer to use this to apply and blend it using the tip, or apply and blend with this side. Do the technique that works well for you and the one that you like the best. So as you can see, that blush looks really nice. I just build it up more so that you can see it better on cam. So next up, we're going to use the highlighter, and the highlighter I'm using is still from theBalm and it's called the Manizer. This is my holy grail highlighter. So there are two ways you can apply the highlighter with this brush. You could either just use it as is and just carefully apply the highlighter on the tip to apply, or you can squeeze the brush, like this and use that to apply. You can also do this when you want to apply your contour, when you want it to be stronger or in a more precise application. Just wipe off again the excess product on your microfiber and then blend it all together. I blend this area of my cheeks after applying highlighter just to make sure it all looks well blended. So this is the complete look. I just added a lip gloss from NYX. It's the NYX Butter Gloss in Apple Strudel, just to complete the look. So the reason for choosing a medium-sized powder brush or blush brush instead of something like this, which is a actual powder brush, because this brush is small enough to apply your blush and your highlight and your contour without much difficulty. Now if you do use a bigger brush like this, it's a little harder to apply the blush because you do have more brush surface area to worry about. So if you have a smaller face or a smaller cheek, this will make it more difficult for you. You would have to squeeze the brush more in different ways just so it will fit for your face, and we're just adding extra work that you don't need. I chose this brush out of personal preference. There are other brushes out there that you can use in the same way that I showed you in this video. Here are two examples of brushes you can use. So you can use the angled blush or contour brush. This will definitely make it easier for you when you contour because of the shape. A little extra tip: if you're gonna use a angled blush brush like this, you can actually use this area, the more pointed tip, to apply your highlighter this way, so it'll be in a more precise way. And this next brush is actually a favorite of mine for using it in multiple ways, and this is the Real Techniques multi-purpose brush, which is very properly named because it is you could perfectly use this in the same way that I showed you with the blush brush. So here you have three options: the regular domed blush brush, the angled blush or contour brush, and the Real Techniques multi-purpose brush. It doesn't have to be Real Techniques. Any brush that is shaped like this would be fine. So that's it. I do hope you guys learned something from this video, and feel free to comment down below if you want to see me do more one brush tutorials or how you can use specific brushes in multiple ways. And if you have a specific brush in mind, leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me if you haven't already. Until the next time, bye everyone! So today I'll be showing you how to use this brush for your setting powder, blush, what?